Welcome, friends. Today we are doing another live stream. I have had hassle getting this set up. I am sorry, that was an ordeal. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I've had to restart this like 3 times. What absolute bollocks. I'm fucking raging. Much more than minor difficulties, major difficulties. I'm absolutely raging. Just everything seemed to be very different all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And I was like, what are you doing? Stupid machinery. So I wasn't very happy about that. But here we are back, my friends. We are finally back. And we are started. Paroli, Dev, hello. Paroli is wearing Amber Sultan. I will tell you what I am wearing in a bit. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm wearing. I'll tell you what I'm wearing when more people turn up. Hello, Jute. How are you? Oh, that was very enraging. I hate it when technology doesn't just work. Or it changes. You know, it changes from underneath your fucking nose. And you're like, why? Why have you changed from underneath my nose? You stupid machinery. I hate you. But now I'm back. And everything's a lot better. Good evening, Juro. So, after some minor and or major technical hitches, we are back. How are we? How are you? More like. I am well. I need a stream. Well, the stream is here for your delectation. I hope you will enjoy said stream dreamies. Oh. How are you all? Oh, dear me. Unnecessary update, that just make everything less intuitive, says Paroli. Exactly. It's going to be a warm, hot autumn here in the States, says John Hodge. Well, it's already a cold and wet autumn here in the UK, so shock. There's a surprise. Rich, I've recently started playing Gran Turismo 4, and Christ, it's hard. Gran Turismos were always hard. Need a stream, says Peo. Never heard you talk about Les Abstraits. What do you think of them? Desandre in particular, says Jute. You will never hear me talk about Les Abstraits, unfortunately, because they were sent to me for free. And the only reason I accepted them was because they are from Eugene. Oh, fuck, I've just spilled loads of water. I do not accept free bottles. It goes against everything I have always said. Free bottles have been the ruin of this community. So I'm not going to be talking about them, I'm afraid. And the only reason I accepted them was because Eugene is one of my bestists. So I was also involved in, like, I don't want to say I was involved in the making of them, but I was there as he was making them. Does that make sense? So rather than make a steaming hypocrite of myself, I'm just not going to talk about them. But I do wear them, as you will see. My scent of the day was Tobacco Taboo from a sample, Tobacco with Dirty Narcissus. I think DJ was wearing that today. Rich is a friend of Eugene, the founder of the Latte, so it's a conflict of interest. A bit too funky for quite a warm day, says Giro. Today is 27 Celsius in Philly, so I opened my summer box and got a roll for today, says Omar. Hello. I'm still using my air conditioner. I just put my air conditioner away. So it's going to be close to 30 Celsius on Wednesday. Crazy. And then it'll just plummet. It'll just plummet, won't it? In Montreal. It'll just go from ridiculously hot to ridiculously cold. Product was just watching the Cod piece by the Nerd Writer. I watched that yesterday. Rich stalwart as you are, there are people who do the free bottle thing with at least some integrity. Persiles and Brian from Nose Fragrances comes to mind. I know what you're saying, but you can still ask the question of them. You know, people can still question their integrity. Now, what the answer is to that question is up to you or up to them, but there is no question when it comes to me. You know what I mean? No question. So that's my thinking. My integrity is not even part of that conversation. I can sit back and smile and watch people try and explain away, you know. What the real reason is that people want stuff for nothing. That's the real reason people take free bottles. It makes them feel good. Whereas it makes me feel good not having free stuff. I might wear Real Patchouli soon. I do, however, agree if you're able, just buy samples or decants. I like having bottles, though. Scent of the day is Field de Tabac, a favourite. Hello, Tripler. Y'all don't see clearly because the rain ain't gone the dynasty. No, not Ming, but Mitch. The Mitch dynasty. Yes, almost a 20 Celsius drop next week. That is outrageous. That is quite scandalous. Friends, if you would care to like the stream, I would appreciate it greatly. I will not stop you. I will not be offended if you like the stream. Rich, what's your favourite Blue Mediterranean fragrance? Mandorlo di Sicilia. I really like that one. My scent of the day was Dior Homme Silver Stem. Because I went to the hospital today and I didn't want to stench anyone out. It took us ages to get parked, and when I did, I scraped my wing on a concrete wall, so I wasn't very happy about that, but there we are. Did anyone try Jean-Charles Brosseau Thé Brun. Pierre Baudin made it. I haven't tried it. I'm in Bois d'Argent water that now, says Pradeep. Yes, watery. Watery. Mandolo is gorgeous, yes. A bit partial to Arancia di Capri, and I'm currently wearing Myrto di Panarea. Welcome, Enrique. Currently sampling Rose de Jamal, great mint and rose it is. I love the mint in that fragrance. You know what I mean? Oh, Christophe, how are you? Welcome, Christophe. It is nice to see you. Mandolo is wonderfully powdery. I get like an ice cream vibe from Mandolo di Sicilia. I'm okay. How are you? I'm all right, thank you. I am all right. A little bit tired, but apart from that, I'm okay. I need to try Songe and Rose Nacree, says Spaced Out. Rabbit has no money. Songe en Bois d'Et. That is Bois Mysterio, isn't it? Or what? Well, no, yeah, it was Bra Mysterio? Bois Mysterio. I'm waiting for the weather and the nights to get a bit darker so I can start to rock my heavier stuff like Follow by Kerosene, The Towers, Fahrenheit Absolute, Queer by Mono de Audio, maybe some Montre by Dushita. Panda, welcome. Panda is wearing M7 Oud Absolute. Songe is superior quality to Mysterio, says Tripler. How? How so? Oh no. Tripler, I had La Fumée by Miller Harris and it was decent. I wanted Fielder to back. Didn't take advantage when it was at discounts for $40. It is now upwards of $150. I think I remember Caboose Juice talking about one of them. Smell them side by side, Duck. I think they'll surprise you. I haven't got the original. I shall wait for Miradont at €50. You shall wait, and you shall wait, and you shall wait. And when you find it, I want it. I need more bottles of that. This is not going to last for that long. Look at the state of the dent I've put in that already. Whoa! It's so good. Dura Rose says that he is sending love. Oh. This is a 2010 bottle of Dior Homme. Oh, Heritage Gold Cap. It was still there after a shower this morning. I agree, it felt thicker than Bois. Glad someone else noticed it, says Juro. Evening MJ. Pradeep on that discount grinding set. Amber Tiger is just okay, spaced out. Very dense amber thing, but I sold mine as I favour things like Amber Absolute and Amber Sultan. Juro Rose is here. Has Dior discontinued their 450ml bottles of the Privés? Not to my knowledge, but possibly. I wouldn't put it past them. They discontinued everything else good about the brand. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Pat Lester. Hello, everyone. Saturday Balenciaga Pour On. It's really nice ambery fragrance to dry down within 4 or 5 hours. Spectacular. It is a sensational fragrance. Dura Rose is wearing Dior Homme 05 sample from Duck. Yeah, patience seems to pay off in this little game like Balenciaga pour on yesterday. Yes, Proddy got himself a bottle for 50 quid. Do you like Amber Fetiche? I love Amber Fetiche. I want another bottle of Amber Fetiche as well, actually. I wouldn't mind backing up all three of those. Amber Fetiche, Mer Ardente, and Encens Flamboyant. Three absolutely gorgeous fragrances. I've got people on 3 continents looking for these. Yeah, no patoo about. It's hard to find, says Rabbit. I imagine it is. In fact, I will text my friend and tell him I've got some Partout pour homme if he wants to sample it. Do you want to sample? Annie, are you okay? I need Mer Ardente to complete Les Orients. It's fucking great, but if you find it, will you let me have it? Good lord of backups. That's me. Joram 2005, it's very fougere, more than I ever realised. It's got a big fuck-off lavender in it that you don't notice is there until you look for it. Encens Flamboyant. That was a naughty priest drag name. You are a naughty priest. Jura, have you seen that one TikTok of a priest absolving you of your sins? Jura Rose won't be watching that. Doesn't want to be absolved of his sins or his priests. I might wear Santos de Cartier tomorrow to go with my Santos de Cartier. I'm getting more lavender than iris this time. Yeah, it's got purple. Yeah, I don't have TikTok either. The Chinese are watching. Jura Rose has already got a Chinese to watch over him. Paroli says, I've been looking. I've yet to see a single bottle of Amber Fetiche for sale. Well, fortunately, I have got 2. Let's go on. But I'm a big fan of this line. These 3 perfumes are really good. Shout out to Fliss for getting me hooked. What's this priest fetish like that Fleabag shite show in the UK? Never seen it. Never seen Fleabag, but apparently it's meant to be really good. Speaking of encens, Adore 'em as a consistent like for me. It'd be consistently hard to find now. I think they're finished, haven't it? They only did 15 mils. I got in touch with them and I was like, do you fancy making 100 mils of it? And they were like, no. I was like, we could just put 100 mils in a bottle for us. And they were like, no. I was like, fight me. And they were like, no. I was like, well, fuck off then. Everybody got me worried about there not being any Amber Fetiche in the world. Hold on, let's have a look. It's really nice, Amber Fetiche. Jura Rose looks like a pencil. I'll give you that. So there's plenty of Annick Goutal, but is there any vintage Annick Goutal? There is not. I might have to get on to my friend in the East. I've got a friend in the Far East. I've got a friend in Eastern Europe. I've got friends in the Middle East. Where is my friend? Where are you, my friend? I can't even find it. There she is. Hello. I hope you are well, and I do hope you are well. For fetiche. Mais dans un sens. Buy good for me, please. I'll tell you what I backed up the other day. Thank you. I backed up. I'm not just cheating on my man in Japan. I'm going to get in touch with my man in Japan. He already knows to look out for those. Just got myself a bottle of vintage Antaeus off him the other day. I don't have TikTok. 15 mil is kind of perfect for people with collections, more than 5 bottles, and it's a generational thing. Bottles as in 100 mils. Apparently the new Amber Fetiche on up the pot. No, they won't be as good as these. They never are. The guitars smell rocky and they dry down like wet stains to me. Wet stones. It's all relative. Jura doesn't discriminate by size. Cheating on your man in Japan, your car. Rich, does London have a Chinatown? Hard to tell from all the way up here, Bob. Bobby, it does, according to Jura Rose. Don't you more backed up than John Wayne, which is quite an outrageous claim, because he was backed up to fuck. Liverpool has the oldest in the world, says Jura Rose. Apart from, well, outside of China, it might do. Howdy, Divine. Your new scent of the day is Memo Paris Inverness, which is a Gris Chanel dupe. Sandalwood Iris style fragrance. Have you ever smelled Iris Blue Gris by Maître Parfum Elegantier? That is top notch. That is top perfume. There is no Chinatown in China, says Jura Rose. Surely every town in China is Chinatown. There's got to be thousands, hundreds of thousands of Chinatowns in China. That one is very nice, says Jura. Jura, I realised this, but surely he's jesting. I saw Queer Fetiche for £0 to 50 today. Queer Fetiche. Who's doing Queer Fetiche again? And Serge Luton Cedra for £70. That's a tuberose fragrance. It shouldn't be called Cedra. That's Serge Luton's pulling one of his tricks there. You know, where he calls a perfume one thing and it smells like something completely different. And I agree with Herb. I've got a bottle of Cedra and I would sell it. Do Chinese eat at Panda Express, says Bob. Says Galen. There are no Irish pubs in Ireland, says Jura. Queer Fetiche is a Maître Parfum Elegantier. It's a new one, though. Manchester has a town. Newcastle's got a Chinatown. Chinatown is an inherently foreign thing. According to my wife, who is Chinese, that's basically blasphemous, says Panda. Le Labo got their naming inspiration from Serge Luton, from Serge Cedra, obviously, says Spaced Out. Galen is wearing Encens Mythique. In Dublin, the Chinatown is unofficial. It's just Chinese stores and restaurants where you have to pay some ante out the back via Revolut. Gail, I think the owner of Panda Express lives in Diamond Head district here. Ah, yes, the spice bags. You people are talking in riddles. Have Iris Blue G in the old ruby bottle. Lovely. Tripler, if you find another one of them, I would love to buy it. Tripler's got some great perfumes in great bottles. Chicken Parmigiana. How Italian. Chicken Parmo. You ever had a chicken Parmo? Rough. It's like a pizza without the tomato sauce, and the base, instead of being made of bread, is made of chicken. So grim. So grim. Have you done your research? That's Chinese Irish inventor. Actually popular with the Chinese here too. I think eggplant parmesan is Italian, but chicken. Why are we talking about these erroneous fucking subjects? Friends, since there are 50 of you here, welcome and thank you. If you would care to like the stream while there are that many of you, I would be very grateful. Since I had to restart this stream like 2 or 3 times because I am a fucking idiot. They've just seems it just that like they've just changed something about the way you set these things up, and I don't understand. I hate it when they change technology for no reason. Paroli nailed it before. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I completely agreed. Just making things different so that it's not as intuitive. Mapu tofu is succulent. No one has ever said that before. Tofu is weird. I used to think tofu was made of toffee. That was stupid. I love peas pudding, says Herb. Peas pudding's immense. Ham and peas pudding sandwiches is a Geordie delicacy. This is where I'm from. So I think you Americans call them split peas. We call them lentils. And it's like crushed lentils and stuff, and it's got ham in it, and oh wow, it's good stuff. John, people are talking about Chinese food here, and I just don't understand. A stream is dangerously close to me giving Mapu tofu recipes to you all. Probably I had Mapu tofu yesterday for lunch, then hot pot for dinner. What? My nana would wrap the split peas in cloth and chuck it in the pressure cooker, says Herb. Jura Rose talking wet. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing? So, never understood hype for Interlude Man. Never understood hype for Interlude Man. Sounds like a superhero name, doesn't it? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's never understood hype for Interlude Man. Oh, I had a lovely red today. A lovely red what? Cabbage? Oh, I really don't want to use all of this amber fetish. But I might. It's lovely. It's really, really lovely. These should not be as expensive as they are. When I left Jersey, I said goodbye to my boneless spare rib shrimp fried rice combo. Is that Noir piece getting any action? No, it's not. And I feel bad. I might have to part with that. I might have to part with this because it is a vintage. It's got the long batch code on it. 1744526. And it smells lovely. It's just not. It makes me wonder, I mean, Hemington Waite's a sweet version of this. The 53 version is a refined version, makes it more palatable. In my opinion, says John. 12 days, says Lily. Not Christmas. My parents shit on port. What? Noir Pieces top 3 more in my opinion. Oh, Lily. Wasn't it? I haven't can wait. It can wait. It certainly can. Have you one more of that new Les Indomables? No, not yet. I intend to try and sink my teeth into it. Hearing you read vintage batch codes is making me hot, says Galen. That's weird. Oh, got an itchy fucking back. I'd buy it from you if you could ship to Canada. Honestly, if I could ship round the world, I would have half the perfumes that I've got now. Because I would ship them round the world, but I cannot. By the way, I smelled Hemingway Weight last week and it made me lol because if Xerjoff put out a product like that, you'll be dunking on it left and right. Well, I kind of thought it was a bit I mean, if anybody put out Uncut Gem, I'd shit upon them from a great height. But if Xerjoff put it out, I would be screaming blue murder. I won't be buying Hemingway Weight, to be honest. Although you may have a point. I shit freely on Xerjoff anyway. They don't need to release bad perfumes, Xerjoff. It just helps that they do. Do you still enjoy those two Coeur de Jean fragrances sitting up front? Yes. Absolute Paula Soir is more of a winter fragrance for me because it's got a bit of fur. Like, it's got something a little animalic. I ship freely on Frederick Malle now. They've released some garbage lately. I would agree. They have kind of yielded their position willingly, it seems, as a bastion of perfume. Like quality niche perfume. They've put their prices up and lowered the quality, as so many houses have been doing recently, frankly. This Oud Satin Mood is almost an exclusively winter perfume because of the sweetness, because of the thickness. I want Eleanor to complete his life's work in that scent of the wind. What? Imagine releasing Le Male and Eau Noir Baccarat at 540. Coeur de Jean is a mad one, but a great one. He can be very creative when he wants. Well, he doesn't want to be anymore. He just wants the money. He wants the money and wants to pose for pictures. That's apparently what he's into now. I can't remember who. I think it might be Eugene, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. But somebody said it's all Coeur de Jean wants to do now is go to like press releases and have everybody blow smoke up his arse. He's not interested in making funky perfumes anymore. I'm going to dehydrate. I'll be back in a minute. Oh. Yeah. Really roll. I have returned to you, friend. Fear not, I have not deserted you. I'm still here. Oh God. Okay. Let's see what you've been saying while I've been away. Anything interesting? Imagine, I wore Frederick Mall Promise over the weekend on a very cool Boston evening. It was glorious. I must say something in that one does it for me. I got rid of mine. Are you getting Violette Valenca? No. Anyone know Iris Pearl? Is it good? It is good. But I wouldn't buy it. Look at that Macbeth symbolism on the table. Which one? Where? Is there a dagger you see before you? Better at 540 is a student's ambergris accord with ethyl malt, though. I think he smelled a common denominator in many of today's bestsellers, simplified it and amplified the bits people love. Says Dura. It smells too much like cotton candy. It's just not very good. Not a fan of the house, but I like Iris Pearl. Still a bit bright like all of them. I need saltiness and minerality. It's not the same. The ambergris accord is in there. It's not an accord. It's a note. Are we talking about... Oh, no, sorry. Are we talking about Iris Pearl there? Dura Rose. Felt like that's what Dior tried to do with their revamped Dior Homme 2020. Take bits and popular straight out of the sweet ones of well, that's some amplified thing. Crystalline saffron candy. Ethyl malt all whipping through the base is divine. Ideally, ambergris to me smells like a long gone pool whose chlorination date happened years and years ago, says Dev. Anyone get leather from Amber Nargile? I'd have to whip it out. Hello, my boo. How are you? A Le Male Essence de Parfum is what Bob is wearing. Yes, I'm waiting for it to get a bit colder before I whip that out. Ambra by Vioresi is a great ambergris fragrance. I want to sample that before I buy it, but I would like to buy it. Vioresi is an underrated house. I'm thinking of conflating Maître Parfumeur Gantier, Lorenzo Villoresi, L'Artisan, and Annick Goutal all into one video. It's just the most underrated niche houses in the world. That would be a good, really, top 5 underrated niche houses. No, I'm not doing a top 5 video, for fuck's sake. I'm sick of them. Sick of top videos. I'm gonna do an Ambers one though, in the winter, I think. Maybe at the end of winter. I'm building up to that one. Divine, this stuff seems like a rip-off just from a cursory glance. The formula is built around basic ambergris accord with ethyl maltol and added to add sweetness and something else. Which did you buy? Did you or do you own Coriolan by Guerlain? I did own it and I gave it away. Why do you ask? Buying samples of it. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Buying samples of Aaron Terence Hughes. Flying to see what he actually made seems like something I might do after drinking a bottle of wine. It would make for a funny series of Fragrantica reviews, says Panda. Tray is really nice, got layers like a millefeuille. I own 4 from them. Some of them are rip-offs, Green Irish Tweed and Tuscan Leather included, but the blend quality is mega, and US discounters have them for like €280 for $100 occasionally, for 100 mil occasionally. And stuff is firmly on the realm of wine for daily drinking, pleasant yet uninteresting. My Vu is wearing Patchouli by Perfume and Roma. I haven't been able to bring myself to whip that out yet, but it's not far off. Though she blew. It's October now, so I'll start wearing Balenciaga Pour Homme soon. Oh, that's really good. I don't know if it's 200 quid a bottle good, but it is good. I like it. I mean, not Fila Nagil. I mean, it smells like Fila Nagil. Arso's brilliant, like. Oh, there's... Oh, sod off. Annick Goutal's Encens Flamboyant. Deodorants piqued my interest with their appraisal of Lune Feline. Tried it, Rich. I've tried it. I wasn't a big fan. It's like big and vanillic. That scent sucks. PDM released a bottle in a creamy poo colour. It's Filippo Sorcinelli time of the year for me, says Jura. 540 was first commissioned as a scent housed in an expensive crystal bottle to be sold at Baccarat. I saw a bottle on display at a boutique back in 2015-16. It was not meant as a mass release. Yes, I'm sure I've heard that as well, actually, now you mention it. Aperol Spritz. That does ring a bell. Proud of seeing that out there, which doesn't mean anything in Arabic. I think they just made a faux pas on the name. Divine, yeah. Not close enough to the US geographically for US discount to make sense. I was shocked at the deodorants like Lune Feline and nondescript overpriced vanilla thing. I'll tell you what, right? If it wasn't overpriced, it would be. You can have fragrances like that, you know. Just not every fragrance can be standout brilliant. I mean, every fragrance you own can be if you only own those. But then you're gonna live. It's like having fucking caviar every day. You know what I mean? It loses its meaning after a while. Sometimes you've just got to have some normal stuff. I wouldn't call it high perfume, though. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Interesting. Perfume uses horse names for their releases. That's true. I do enjoy Lune Feline. Kurdish on made sense based on the music of a cello player. If only he could use his talent for the stuff he sells. Lune Feline for 108. And please, says my vote, they do go. I'm sorry, they do go for decent prices. Sometimes the old, oh fuck me, what they're called? The people who make Lune Feline. Oh no. Oh no. They do Rose Amiade as well. Atelier des Eaux. That's right. Well done, Divine. Hello, Kitchy K. Meeting a friend for lunch. Be well, people. And foul, says Tripler. Thank you, Tripler. Have a nice lunch. Give me Kobe beef and caviar, then. Chanel has exclusives only in my collection. A Leo line can be my regular day fast food. Bought 1960 Shalimar from an antique store today. Nice. That is antique. How was it? Do you have good antique stores over there, Kay? Got 3 samples of Celine Nightclubbing Black Tie and Cologne today. What do you think about Rouge Soleil? Sebastian really likes it. I haven't smelled it. Rogue. Oh, it's Rouge. I think their top fragrances are Lune Feline Extra and Rose Amiade Extra. Rose Raspberry Scent. Their fresh scents are really nice too. Don't even last 3 hours though. The gal behind Lune Feline is Marie Salamagna of Guerlain Mandarin Basilic fame. Anyone tried Cuir de Lancôme? I have, and it's very nice. It's not worth the outrageous prices though. Why am I yawning so much? Stop that. I tried the new Parfum d'Empire out this week. Not cheap. What's it like though? Dev says sometimes he likes things to fade after 3 hours. Eau de Palmer is first class at those scents, says Dev. I like Colonia Mirror. Rich, what do you ever make of Cuir d'Ange? Not a real fan, to be honest. Not a real fan at all. It's all right, but I wouldn't want to smell like that. It smells waxy. Rich, you put me on the femme train. Got a pretty full vintage bottle for like $37. That is cheap as chips. Cheap as chips, but did it look like this? Oh no. I've dropped an absolute Horlicks here. Where is it? There it is. did it look like this? Did your femme look like that? That is Rochas Femme, or Femme Rochas. How do you like them apples? I might wear that tomorrow, actually. One of my favourite female fragrances. I might do a top 5 female fragrances in my collection. Oh, wow, I've never seen it like that before. Got these from a Noosh. Noosh very kindly sold these to me, and I was very, very happy about it. Some absolute rapscallion, some hooligan, got in touch with me, bought a bottle of Safari Cosmere off me, right? And got back in touch, and they were like, "Are you sure this is Safari Cosmere?" I was like, "Yes." They were like, "Where did you buy it from?" I was like, "Enchanté Perfumes in Canada." And they were like, "All right." And then they got back in touch with us, and they were like, "The sticker on the bottom of that is fake. I don't think that this person should be trusted anymore." And I said, "No, they should. You just don't know what you're talking about." And they were like, "I can see you don't give refunds." I was like, "Yes, I would if there was something wrong with it, but there's fucking not. You just don't know what you're talking about." Then I stopped replying, because I was getting quite upset. This bottle is extremely retro. It's got that 80s. Oh, it's resinous. It's resinous. It's slightly fruity. It's dark. It's sweet. It's resinous. The customer is always right. The customer is full of shite. The customer can suck my plums. They'd already given us positive feedback. And they were like, "Look, pretty sure that fragrance is not fucking Safari." And I was like, "Mate, I would bet my fucking life on it. It is absolutely." Rich is the customer, even when he's the seller. Absolutely. It's like something out of Scarface, that, isn't it? I've been shopping in the collection. Wore Bleecker Street today. Nice grassy blueberry. Not a fan of Bond number 9. Givenchy Xerius is top 10 bottles ever. Could do me favourite perfume bottles. And he makes it a custom to complain too, Galen. Best customer is the batch code customer. Oh, God. The opening is incredible. Give me all the plums. Here's my voo. Batch code customers. Oh, Eugene, welcome. It's called Oh the Audacity. Baby Cat itself is a Juba Vangloria. Number 9 is old school Fragcom stuff. Everybody went wild for them. I remember the days when Redolescence had them behind him on his shelves, and he was talking in glowing terms about them. Yeah, I meant the personality, not exactly the performance. I don't much care about that. Rich, you must be more diplomatic on your way to 50k. No. I've never tried a Bond number 9, says Paroli. Look at you. I've got New Harlem. New Harlem's nice. I had Cooper Square, but I fucking got rid of that Sharpish because it was shit. Max 40's to blame for that. Eugene finally going to pick up your fragrances, says Juan. Outrageous. Oh, I'm put off by the bottle design. New Harlem is their best fragrance, in my opinion. I remember everybody used to go wild for the Andy Warhol ones. Do you remember that? Remember the old Andy Warhol fragrances? Hello, Lynn LeGlaire. How are you? How is Lynn? Sebastian, it's yummy. Got vanillic touches, if that makes sense. Paroli, you have lots to catch up on. He has nothing. Nothing to catch up on. Save yourself. I have a decant of the Andy Warhol one. It is quite nice, if I'm honest, says Jonathan. Who's Brian? Dan, I was planning to pick up Jubilation 25, says my view. Brilliant. Anyone excited for Jubilation 40? Not hugely. All I can smell is it. It's like heaven can wait. It's cloves, it's plum, it's fruity, but it's got much more going on. You can tell that it's like, you can tell that Jean-Claude Lane are doing a perfume very much like Roche's Femme. Like, it's very much, now I've sprayed it, it's like, it smells a lot like heaven can wait. It's a hefty dupe, says my view. Nishan is a sketchy brand with pleasant but uninteresting fragrances. Nishane, Sultan Vetiver, if Sultan Vetiver carried on the way it started, it would be a fucking amazing fragrance, an amazing vetiver. But the after half an hour, that fragrance just, it's not that it falls apart in the base, it's that it disintegrates. I mean, it literally just, like, it turns to dust. I sold my Andy Warhol, one of my biggest regrets, along with selling Fleur de Mal and Midnight in Paris. Anoush might be able to help you out with Enna, says Eugene. Hachivat Oud, probably one of the bigger letdowns this year. I've picked up some sensational fragrances this year. Fishman wants to move units. Absolutely, he does want to move the units. Thank God Julian Raskin left IFF. Yes, get as far away from those amber woods as you can, Julian. Rich, have you smelled Louis by Mazzolari? It's a patchouli but spicier. Ooh. I haven't, no. Sold my Rochas Louis. Sold my Rochas Louis because I just didn't want it. Julian of the Moon of Enclave. He just batters them. He just batters those crazy amberwood. Like, he just goes crazy for them. He just hammers them. Like, you wouldn't believe. He lays it on thick. Double thick. Witness the thickness. Is Givenchy Insensé a good blind buy? No, not in my opinion. It's not. I've sold mine as well. One of the most overrated vintage perfumes I've ever smelled, actually. Don't understand how that was given the love that it got. If you love it, I mean, far be it from me to say that you shouldn't love it, especially when it comes to like vintage perfumes. I'm sure there are reasons why some people love it. It just wasn't for me. I thought it was just unironically thought it was insane that people would like go as mad for that as they do go for that, you know. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. The water's going down tremendously tonight. As soon as I said that, you son of a bitch. And some cloves getting stuck in my throat from the Femme Rochas. Lovely thunderstorm here, says Herb. Where are you, Herb? Enclave is insane in general. Scent of the day is Le Leon. Not Le Leon. It makes me feel just too damn elegant to be scrubbing the kitchen floor, says Lynn. Raskin, his BDK product has been whiff after whiff, in my opinion. But he did drop a L'Arc scent earlier this year that I need to try. BDK, I don't rate BDK as the crop. They just smell of nothing. They charge everything. You know what I mean? Makes kitchen scrubbing a great experience, no regrets. East of England. I live in the east of England. There's no thunderstorm here, unfortunately. Lynn Leglare, would you say you smell like Cinderella, says Dev. Someone is spamming my chat. It's all say is really weather dependent, says Paroli. I'd dive out and get my hands on Coromandel EDT. The current version is nice enough already. Apparently they're very different. You know? Apparently they're very different fragrances. A couple of Lutons moved from Graziel to Belgians, including Musk Skubla Khan. I'm watching for Feeling Agile like a hawk. I've got 2 bottles of Feeling Agile and a bottle of Arso. I'm settled. I'm sorted for life. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to smelling less exclusives. In general, they're literally impossible to get in Israel. Is that not because Chanel's history with the occupying forces of France in the mid-1940s? Could that be why she's not sold in Israel? I mean, I mean, that's the rumour that she was, but I do know some people who would vehemently disagree with that she ever was a collaborator. But it would make sense for what you're saying, you know? Unfortunately, I have been few. You have been what? X-Straight's pretty nice. Not a fan of those Chanel X-Straights. I just think they're fucking silent. You know, for the amount of money you pay for them, you barely make them out. Smells really nice in here now. Very clovey, though. Hundreds of reported. Chanel was lots and lots. I mean, Jacob's absolutely adamant that she wasn't. You know what I mean? And he knows his stuff. Like, I take his opinion very seriously, you know? But it would make a lot of sense that that's why the brand is not sold in Israel if she was, or if they thought she was. So, I don't know. But I do take his opinion seriously. I tried Feeling Agile a few weeks back and was a bit let down. I was expecting something more forest-like and a bit less sweet and fougere scent, like, I'm not even going to try and say that lest I get cancelled. Papilla Fico. What's that? I have Coromandel EDT. The difference is there, but only side-by-side comparison. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like that I smell the difference between different formulations of the same scent. You know, like those Les Exclusives. There is differences, but are the differences heightened by the kind of recency bias, and are they heightened by the want for them to be different, you know, the desire for them to be different? Like, I've paid extra for this vintage, it better be worth it. And in your mind, you're thinking, yes, it is. Yes, you're willing it to be different. Especially with those Les exclusives. Ooh. The Fliss. Fliss has arrived. Welcome. People talking about Coromandel. My husband thinks it smells like dead chickens. Ugh. 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 That's gross. That's gross. He's got one of his Mur Ardent on the screen. I say one. I have two. And I wish to have more. Modern Les exclusives are perfect the way they are, says Eugene. Eugene will not hear of this Les exclusive slander. Although I will slander Le Leon. I don't like it. Dev says also, while Chanel herself was not part of that political party, she had very complicated relationships with some of them, and some of her actions seem to exude a level of disdain towards your, do I want to say brethren? Your national compatriots. I know, nearly divorced territory, says Fliss. I have been listening to the Les Odorants today, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. Me and Fliss are still planning to do an incense stream, where we discuss incense, of course. See me, welcome. Any thoughts on Perfume Aroma Ambra Aurea? I like it, but I don't know, or I don't feel like it would improve my collection from where my collection is now. If it had been a couple of years ago, I would have said yes. But I've got some of the best ambers out there. See, I'm almost in the same boat that I was in with Monsieur. I'm not entirely sure. I must have bought about 5 samples of Ambra Aurea over the years, and I did the same with Monsieur. Had loads of samples of it, trying to decide whether I really liked it or not. You know what I mean? I ended up buying a bottle of Monsieur, but I got it for like 100 quid. Got the feeling Richard's beef with Leon is more about specific ambers than Leon itself, considering he doesn't care for Shalimar. I don't like Shalimar. I think it's that fat labdanum. You know, I like the labdanum. In fact, I love the labdanum in Ambra Sultan. Like, the labdanum in Ambra Sultan's used perfectly. You know, there is labdanum in lots of fragrances that I like. But it's just when labdanum's the star, when it's the central play, it's more of a character actor, you know? Labdanum's more of like it makes other things brilliant, you know? But in and of itself, I can't have it as the star of the show. I can't think of a labdanum fragrance that I love, like a fragrance that is like labdanum. And I think Ambra Aurea is the same. You know, don't like Shalimar. I really wanted to like Shalimar, and I really wanted to like Le Leon as well, actually. I know it's become a bit of a meme that I don't like Le Leon, but I'm at the stage with Le Leon now where I'm like, I've given up on it. And I'm just sort of leaning into it. What am I saying? Thanks, another quick one. Amouage Dear Man or Jubilation 25? Oh, God, I've got both of them. Do you like MR? What's MR? Musc Ravageur? No. Not if I'm being honest, I don't. Those are great choices, my view. Oh, slather me with labdanum, please. Whoop. Hey, Rich, should I go for Amber Sultan, Tower number 2 for my next Amber escapade? You could go with either of them and you'd be fine. You could go with either of them. They're very different, though. Le du Desert Marracan is dry, spicy. scorched, but not burned sand, you know? It's got that dryness, that intense lack of moisture, whereas Amber Sultan's kind of gooey. It's got a flow, a creaminess. Rooster's pretty hard to find in my neck of the woods, is my view. When you say sample full bottles, no, I don't sample full bottles. I've been sampling an older Shalimar ADP. I like it more than I thought I would, says Jonathan. Smelled modern Shalimar ADP once. It's the only one available in Israel stores, and it's bloody gorgeous. It's very comforting, the fact that the Heritage Girl on scents are mostly intact with regards to the spirit of the originals. That is down to Mr. Vassar. Do you like Mitza? I don't like Grand Soir. I think it's plain. I think it's really plain. I think it's very boring. I gave my 10 ml away. Mitza's all right, but I think it's bang average. People go mad for it, but I've got better ambers, you know. Rich, do you get into Cartier Declaration? I'm currently obsessed with the whole Declaration line, especially Declaration Essence. No, I'm not a big fan, Speedwolf, sorry. Amber Sultan is 10 times better than Mitza. Yeah, I think it's the reference amber. Like, I think it's the amber by which all other ambers are judged. You know? It's a bold statement, that. And there are many other ambers which are pretty fucking fantastic, but I think Amber Sultan just kind of... I wore Mitza yesterday. I don't understand why it's not the forefront of the preview line. Definitely one of the best, says Paroli. And Eugene loves it too. It doesn't sell as well as Fev, which has been discontinued. Amber Noe is, sir. Amber Noe is still going. Eugene fighting for his life. Do you like Amber Noe? I do like Amber Noe. I do like Amber Noe. Right, give me a second. I'm going to take some medicines. Medicines. Give me my drugs. Righty-ho. Got a message off the doctors today, and they were like, Richard, please come and visit us to make sure all your prescriptions are still up to date and so that you can keep buying them. I thought, you cheeky bastards, you would go out of business if it wasn't for me. Shut up. I'll keep you all in a job. Next time you go to fucking holiday, or wherever it is you people things you go, just remember who put you there. I'm gonna keep you people going. Tell you what, they'll be laid off if I ever recover my fucking health. Where is my other medication? Ah, there it is. Right in front of us. Of course it is. Where else would it be? Let's just throw it on the floor, shall we? Oh, excuse me. Good evening, Duchamp. How do y'all feel about Tango? I wasn't a big fan. I thought Tango was overrated. Tobacco Oud has amber. It certainly does have amber. Something was copied, I agree, but smelled better. Mixer has the wisp of smoke that makes it more gorgeous. Untrue. Untrue. Amber Sultan has the motherfucking herbs and spices. You don't like the Leon, we are no longer friends. I just think it's shocking. I think that lemon at the top of it is blatantly copying the Guerlain, like bergamot. I really don't think it's a very good fragrance. I'll tell you what I am looking forward to wearing though. I'm looking forward to wearing this. Shen, my friend. Shen is a top surge. I'm also looking forward to wearing my, not just Fila Nagil, my Vetiver Oriental, my Santal Majescure. Miel du Bois is more of a summer fragrance because it smells like honey. I've got a Palais Royal version of Fumery Turk as well. Shen is more an artwork than a wearable fragrance. Yeah, it's just like very woody and dark and oaky. That's what it means, isn't it? Santal Maj is a top-notch rose sandalwood. You don't like Shalimar? How did I not know this? I don't. I do not. I do not care. I hate you now. Oh no. I have crossed over. Crossed the sticks. I've been put in jail for 24 hours. The whole Mask Milano line is okay, not great in my opinion, says Lynn. That is true. I think Mask Milano is all fart and no shit. I like Russian tea. And Hemingway's alright. I got that for nothing. But did I get it for nothing? No, I didn't get it for nothing. I'll have to ask Peter. I got it off Peter. I paid something for it. No doubt he bribed us by saying that the money was going to chimps or something like that. Monica Chioc is better take on Le Leon, dare I ask? I'm pretty sure her last name doesn't have a Z in it. Amber Nargile is more tobacco and leather than amber. Yeah, well, babes, I really want to like you, but... Oh, I see your purple top. Overall, Zoologist line is good. The more I'm exploring other houses, yes, it's very good. I have the full Zoologist sample set, which I will be sending to someone if anyone wants to smell it. I'm sending my Anatoly Le Bretons to Houdini. I propositioned him today, and he accepted the slag. I said, do you want my Anatoly Le Bretons? And he was like, yeah, go on then, thanks very much. And I was like, is there anything else you want? He was like, what else have you got? That's not necessarily vintage. And I was like, well, I don't really know. So I sent him a link to my Fragrantica page, and I haven't heard back. He's probably still laughing, to be honest, laughing at the size of my wanted list, which is about 500 perfumes, which includes all sorts of weird and wacky shit. Also, I need to wait because I need to wait for some sample vials to arrive. All the teenage girls that subscribed to Peter are not active anymore. Bless Peter. Oh dear. I'm getting sad emails from people. Wearing Shen is an adventure, eventually, in the right weather and the right time of day. I get the whole tree. Requires patience, but worth the experience. That's seriously tons, to be fair. I want to buy that vintage Ambra Sultan. I'd like to buy one of the originals with the purple label. You know, the purple and white label. I'd love to smell that. I bet that's been sitting fuming away in the bottle for years. I just watched the video where Eugene mentions Luca Turin getting tobacco from Dior Homme. Interesting stuff. I wore Dior Homme today. I wore my Dior Homme Silver Stem. And I enjoyed it. He's on his journey to reach spiritual enlightenment with all the more power to him. Yes. I got to try War and Peace 2 the other day. I wish I didn't. No Musk will ever compare again. I just watched, Civet equals urine. This should be good. Pantry dropper. Pantry dropper? I'm going to drop some pantries. Mitzer is Mehzar. I think Fliss might be a little bit behind. Here is one offer. Fetiche Pour Homme Perfume 50ml for €235. Actually, Civet in floral shapers doesn't go pissy. It just gives that, I don't know what in my nose, it gives like a kind of warmth and a. Do you know how before I was talking about how Labdanum is like a character actor in Perfume? Like Civet can do that, you know? Doesn't necessarily smell like piss, it just makes everything else better. You know? Labdanum can do that too. Ooh. Also, isn't War and Peace 2 a Russian Adam where all the more power of you enjoy stuff? It doesn't strike my nose as perfumey, for lack of a better word. I agree. I don't get perfume. I don't get perfume from Maurice Ladori. I get smells. You know? I get smells. Maybe it's more kind of true to what perfumery originally was, you know? Oh, I'm going to have to start wearing this soon, Leatherwood. Good grief. Oh. Parfumo is amazing. Perfume as a whole composition. Is Sundowner a good tobacco perfume? Not for me. I really, really didn't get on with Sundowner. Yeah, it smelled like it was coming from under my skin. Amazing. Duckgasm. That's me. Leatherwood's immense. I might have to try and wear that tomorrow. Anything less. The thing is with Leatherwood, you can wear that in like the spring and the summer too, because of the beeswax, and it goes sweet. You know. Sundowner has a vomit code. Yeah, it's got something that turns my stomach. It's got something similar to Fumery Turk, which just, it's a bit rich and a bit sweet and a little bit nauseous, you know? Parfumo is not an eBay. Parfumo's like Fragrantica, but it's got a souk on it where you can buy stuff. Thank you, England, for Rich Mitch, says Dushan. Cheers, Dushan. Perfume as a whole composition. Rich, sweet, and nauseous. That's just old school honey notes. That's also true. That some honey notes are pissy. You know, like this has got a touch of the old pissiness. Boss number 1. What do you think of the current Rhino, Rich? I find it weirdly transparent in the middle of developing. So I did a whole series on the Zoologist. I said it was one of the most rewarding experiences. One of the most rewarding experiences in perfume was trying all of those Zoologists. I thought I only bought 3. I ended up selling. The one that the one that's got the Africa stone, and I forget what it's called. Oh Jesus! What is it called? Hyrax. It's called Hyrax. Ended up selling that one. It reminded us of Tuscan leather. But I kept B and I kept Camel, and I think Camel's one of the best perfumes out of a niche house. Oh, that's B. I beg your pardon. I think Camel's one of the best perfumes out of a niche house in years. Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good. It's so good. It's so good. There's so much goodness going on in there. There's incense, there's resins, there's sweet fruits, there's dryness, there's a little bit of filth. It's really good. Will you wear Colonia Mirror now when you have so many good myrrh scents? Yes. Yes, I will. It's really good for cool spring days and warm autumn days. Right, give me 2 seconds, friends. I'll be back. I'm going to dehydrate once more. I'll be back. Oh dear. Hello, friends. My mouth is as dry as a nun's front bum. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Let's see what the people have been saying. Anybody enjoys T-Rex? Yes, but I think it might be unwearable. Although I imagine people said that about Tuscan leather when it came out. You know, I imagine a lot of people when Tuscan leather came out were like, what the fuck is this? I can't wear that. It's mental. A nun's front bum. As dry as a nun's front bum. Excuse me, I just need to get rid of this bottle. Hokey cokey, I'm back. Do a little bit of recycling there. My pure ears should be just got that Richard's Val. I'm a terrible man. I just bought a partial of 31 Rue Cambon. Does this mean I can buy another bottle of Mer Ardent? .31 Rue Cambon is my current shipper of choice. Tef Music. Civet was great too. Welcome, Tef Music. Camel is fair. Sorry, my thing seems to scratch of the itch for less dosh. No, I'm not allowed one, says Bliss. Don't have any suggestions to stop my fragrance addiction? Stop buying perfume. Absolutely, that'll do it. If you want to stop... Right. Sorry, I'm just throwing lids on the floor. Any suggestions to stop your perfume addiction? Slow down. If every time I buy a frag you buy another Mer Ardent, there'll be weds. Words? Do you mean? Get addicted to something else, says that charming man. No, it's a serious question, this. Because I faced this kind of thing like a couple of years ago. There'll be words, says Bliss. Stopping buying perfume. So don't beat yourself up if you try to stop and then find yourself buying a perfume, right? It's a process, not an event. You know? Breaking addictions, always know that it'll be something that can creep up on you at any point. You know? It's always something that could come back into your mind. But what you can do is you can try setting a quota. So you're allowed to buy, set yourself a thing where you're allowed to buy a certain amount of fragrances. Take however many perfumes you bought at your worst, right? And then half it, right? And then do that for a couple of months and then half it again. You know? Write down a list of everything you buy and keep the list. Because it's easier when you see it written out in front of you. Only buy things you think are better than what you own and be ruthless. You know? Only buy things that are better than what you already have. That's how to make your collection better. Don't try and turn yourself against fragrances. The reason you are buying fragrances is not the fragrances themselves. It's what they do for you. Enjoy the ones you have. Figure out the ones you don't like and sell them. I've spent the whole year doing that. Why buy something that isn't fantastic, says Fliss. Exactly. Fliss blames herself entirely for my latest addiction, which is Mer Ardent. And it is true. Let's not take the piss here. It's true. The FOMO is real. Beware of FOMO. What will happen to you? Ask yourself the question, what will happen to you if you don't buy that perfume? Why buy something mediocre? I found that I like having something in the post. Like it's something to look forward to, you know? You've got to build a network of things to look forward to. You can't just have one thing and rely on it because it's like crack. You have to do more and more to get it. I mean, there was a time where I bought 70 fragrances at once, you know? I bought 70 odd perfumes at once. I will cry in 5 years when it's 500 on eBay. Wean yourself down slowly. Trying to stop all at once doesn't work, just like drugs or alcohol, says Westnude, who was absolutely spot on. Trying to do that shit all at once, you will just fail, and then you will feel like shit for failing, which is also another problem. Don't beat yourself up. Do it slowly. DJ says, I can't remember the last time I bought a new perfume. There is always another perfume down the road. Yeah. 70. Good God, biblical hauls though. They're on the channel. You've just got to go through the whole playlist. You will notice that whole playlist is barren. It is a dead playlist. I don't really get hauls anymore. Yes, I still buy things. I do unboxings. But I don't do hauls anymore. And that was the big thing I wanted to stop. I really wanted to stop doing hauls. And it's not Anuja's fault that I was buying hauls like that. It's not anybody else's fault but my own. You know? And I am glad I got them when I did. There are many perfumes. Most of those perfumes I still own. You know? And I'm glad I do. So we're always here for you, Stephs, don't worry. If you ever want to talk about it, we're always here. I used to buy something every week, but now it's more like once a month. I am happy to buy things whenever. So I like, for different people, there are different like little rules. It's sort of like your collection, you know, like and your wearing habits. Like I've got really strange wearing habits. They're just arbitrary rules that I've just put in place because I think it's fun, you know. But like for buying, so for me, it's like I'll buy something whenever I want to buy it. It's the criteria for what I want to buy that stops me from buying stuff now, you know? So it's a very roundabout way of doing it. I was buying stuff because it was rare. I was buying stuff because, I mean, some perfumes are rare because they're fucking not made anymore because they're shit. You know what I mean? It definitely can be an addiction. It's retail addiction. It's buying addiction. It's shopping addiction. You know, but it's got the added stimuli of being perfume, and the perfume is very stimulating for lots of reasons, you know. Perfume's very stimulating for loads of reasons. There's community around it. There is the actual smelling of the perfumes. There is like the buying aspect of it, which is really like tough to break because that's a whole facet of addiction by itself, you know. Lots of different things tie into it. There is the cellophane, the opening of the bottle. That's right. The receiving, the giving, the talking. I really want a full bottle of Rose de Jamal now after the masterclass stream on rose and mint. I like my sample a lot, but I don't need it. Well, you could always wait and treat yourself for Christmas. You know, you could say, this is what I'm getting for Christmas. I'm going to buy it, and I'm just going to wait, and I'm not going to open it until I get to Christmas, you know. I got an email that 4 or 5 kerosenes are being discontinued. Yes, that's right, they are. Rich, looking forward to seeing the vintage Etros get some airtime. Yes, hopefully they will. Sorry, something is tickling my throat. Hello, everyone. Hello, Antonio Hobson. Rich loving house reviews. Scent of the day is Frederic Malle French Lover. I'm a big fan myself. I feel like more vintage fragrances have been forgotten for good reason. Yes. Yes. It's about finding out what you love. You know? Don't keep a hold of stuff just because it's fucking rare. I did that with, I ended up parting with all those Koros flankers. Koros, if I'm going to wear Koros, I'm going to wear fucking Koros. The Eau de Sport, the Fraiche, no. Same with Antace Sport. Sold my bottles of Antace Sport. Rare as hen's fucking teeth. That shit is impossible to find. Welcome a Nouge. The prospect of possessing something coveted increases the dopamine. Absolutely. I've got something that you don't have. Absolutely. It titillates a little part of the human monkey brain that makes us think, ugh. You know what I mean? The whole hoarding thing as well, you know, that's genuine. That's real. You know, it doesn't have to be perfumes. It's just some more perfume. I mean, I'll sit here in front of you with look at the state of it. That's a lot of perfume. And that's not even all of it. That's only half of it. Actually, it's considerably more than half of it, you know what I mean? Anuja, I feel great. Had a steroid injection last week, and now I'm on top of the world. I was doing the river dance earlier. I wasn't doing the river dance earlier, but I thought about it. I have no regrets. I love my collection. I'm grateful for the experiences it brought me, people included. Absolutely. Absolutely. My fragrance collection, there's a lot of fragrances this year that I've got rid of that actually I felt as good getting rid of them as I did buying them, because now it has allowed me to get more at the stuff that I love more, and opened up no small amount of cash either, you know what I mean? So that's fun. But the whole experience and the learning aspect and the community aspect, I mean, me and Jonathan talk nearly every day. You know what I mean? And like the friends and stuff like that, the people I've met. It's amazing. As a mum of 2 kids who's also had a fuck ton of steroids after chemo, Perfume always fits. I don't buy clothes because it's embarrassing. Perfume makes me feel loved. Yes. You can always just hoy on a perfume. Whether you're going out, whether you're staying in, you've got choices. You know what I mean? I've never been a big clothes person. I mean, I've always worn clothes. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I haven't been arrested for anything like that. But, like, I wear clothes that are comfortable. You know, you're much, much more likely to catch me wearing, like, a high-end Chanel perfume or a high-end fucking Tom Ford or a fucking, like, a Shiseido or Yves Saint Laurent perfume than you are to catch me wearing their clothes. You know what I mean? And then you've got niche perfumes which smell like I should be wearing $1,000 suits, and I'm not. And I don't want to, because that's not my thing. Some people, it is their thing. And I'm happy for them. But it's not my thing. I'm sitting here with tracksuit bottoms and a hoodie on. You know? I have a friend who who reminds me of this quite often. You know what I mean? But it's not the point. It's like I don't care. I can take it. It's not why I wear me perfumes. I love me perfumes. And I'm not really asked about clothes, you know? I was wearing Dior Homme today with my hoodie and my tracksuit bottoms. Dinner time. Great conversation as usual. Cheers, Jonathan. I will speak to you later, almost certainly. I have a leather coach coat. That's my only flash clothes. Yeah. Oof. I am not warm. My perfumes, my kingdom for a perfume. I have no regrets. Did someone say Antes? Probably me. I got to the point I was having my perfumes delivered to my sister's house so my partner wouldn't find out. I was hiding perfumes in cupboards and all sorts. Terrible situation. It can get on top, you know. It's emblematic of how I dress when I want to be myself. My channel picture is a testament to that. Currently, I'm a big clothes person. Good. I hope you enjoy them. I'm a big perfume person. Like I'm much like the thing is I've always enjoyed me smells, you know? It's just you can get with anything you can get carried away. You can do anything to excess, can't you? You know? I feel like we could all do that. But there are a group of people around you who, if nothing else, understand. You know? Are there any special perfumes for your birthday? I might wear Vintage Derby like I did last year, or I could wear Balenciaga Pour Homme, or I could wear Amber Sultan, or I could wear Bloodline by Hendley, could wear Tobacco Oud, or Rose de Jamal, Smalto Pour Homme, Meuradont, Oh Noir. I've got loads of perfumes I could wear for my birthday. I don't have one specific one, you know? I wear black slim jeans and white t-shirt every single day. Spaced out. I love that shit. I think that is a fucking great idea. Get the whole Homer Simpson wardrobe going on. It's a fucking great idea. Like there's loads of people out there, right? Because I used to do something similar to that. It wasn't quite so rigid, but if I find an item of clothing that I really like, I'll buy two. You know what I mean? Like if I find a pair of pants that I really like, I'll just buy two fucking pairs. You know what I mean? Or more. Because I found something I really like. You know what I mean? And why would you want to be without? Just wear one for ages, right? Just wear one for ages, and then when that one's gone, just crack in the next one. You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot we are nearly birthday twins. I've got you a present. We should synchronize. We should synchronize. Like swimmers. We should do some synchronized swimming. That's my problem. I buy designer clothes as well as perfumes, says Westernhood. You know, for some people who are into perfumes and stuff like that, it's better than their previous addictions. I'm not saying anything about you, Westernhood, or anyone in particular at all, but I've heard tales, and there are people who have been in the chat in like months and years gone by who have openly said this is the least toxic addiction they've ever had, and they fucking love it. Perfumes have done lots for them. That perfumes have done so much for these people to get out of those old lifestyles that they've had before, you know? So it's all about context. Not like swimmers. I can honestly say that as a retailer, there is definitely some FOMO over the years when I buy merchandise. I have gone overboard as well as over the years. Rich is the present Meuradont. If anybody would like to present me with some Murad done, I wouldn't be upset by that at all. Ooh. Ooh. God, it's so good. It's got some stiff competition though for pickup of the year. I've got some really good stuff this year. I mean, some fucking really good stuff this year. Duncan says I get FOMO over artisan beers. You should come to England. There's lots of artisan beers over here. We fucking love an artisan beer. My mother's brother have a gambling addiction. Happy that I have this instead. Yeah. Yeah. Sevilla La Lobe is fantastic. We are waiting for Ramsey's reviews of both. Fosco sent me some and I wasn't a massive fan. Everybody else seems to think it's great. If anyone presents him with Murad Don, I'll come round and have words. He is addicted. I am. It is like crack. I have been caught smoking Murad Don. You can't actually smoke myrrh. Not like inhale it, but you have to like put it on like a charcoal briquette. I'm looking into it. 20 degrees and stormy, time to wear Ensemble Mythique. Perfect time for it. Ensemble Mythique is the perfect rainy day fragrance, I think. I haven't worn that for ages. I sniffed that Cemetery Tuberose Criminelle. Lots of people who like that. Lots of people like that. Lots of people like that. Sevilla La Lobe is just a fancy Le Bleu, says Fleece. Fleece. Or Fleece. Iris Poudre and Bois de Zile, also great for rain. Iris Poudre is really good. My older bottle of Iris Poudre is magnificent. The newer stuff is fucking old womanish, you know. MDC are a fancy clone house now, says Fliss. Yes, we did discuss this recently, didn't we? Dev says Lamal Fleece. I was calling that Fleece for a while, wasn't I? It was very childish. I had a great time. Okay, people. What's better, Murad Don or Amber Fetiche? Devil, not Seville. Devil à la Lobe. Devil à l'Oble. Oh. Devil à l'Oble. I've never heard of it. Does you describe it as a problem, but clearly we know the solution, says Dev. Take a shot every time Rich says myrrh. Is Laos your favourite incense at the moment? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, oh, yes. At the moment, but I've only worn Ensemble Flamboyant once. And that's rather good as well. That's quite ambery. It doesn't have the elemi in it. I wore Laos last week and it was Seville, but I'm being naughty. I was discombobulated. Favourite incense for me is Adorum. I don't think you would get much argument out of Fliss. She was a big fan. Ensemble Flamboyant is dry and ambery. I wouldn't mind another bottle of this as well, because I don't know, whenever I get really, really into some perfumes, I get like, whoa, shit, I'm going to run out. Best incense perfume I've tried is Relique d'Amour and Rêve d'Océan from Aritzia. I've heard of Rêve d'Océan. Have you tried Grimoire by Anatoly Le Breton? Anatoly Le Breton's Grimoire is not a bad. It smells like a Filippo Sorcinelli perfume. I keep buying it from Nay. I wish they would do a 100ml bottle. They're being shitheads. Oh no. I've pressed a button. What the hell have I done? There it is. I tried Grimoire, great, but too much parchment feeling to me. Sorcerer. Love Grimoire, it's a sweaty sorcerer. That and Adorescence, come on now. Adorescence. I haven't heard of that. Who was it who inspired me to get that Adorum? What was Persiles? It was Persiles. I was watching Persiles and I was influenced. And I thought, fuck it, I'm going to have it. And so I did. And it was good. Any loves from Mona Diorio? Queer. I think Queer's magnificent. I have outrageous news. It's been discontinued. Apparently they've discontinued quite a few things. But Mona Diorio's Queer has gone, apparently. Total revamp of the whole thing. 15 mils at a time. It is absolute bastardry, isn't it? Is Amber Roos or Queer Ottoman worth trying? I thought Amber Roos was good, but not to the point that I thought I would buy it. If I could get a vintage one, I might. Like, I liked it. It's good, but it's not so good that I thought... It's not so good that I thought I need this. You know? I like the idea of a boozy amber. And I think Corticciato is a really good perfumer, but there wasn't anything in it that I thought I need to have this. If one was to blind buy Murad, Dartner, Amber, Fetiche, which would be best? Asking for a Francis flavour sauce. You will struggle to find either. How is the juice level in your towers? Leakage? No leakage. You're only supposed to press your tower lids down until they bite, so that it doesn't decompress the atomizer and it leaks. So please remember that. And thus I have no leakage. I'm pretty pleased. Oh. Good night, Duncan. Good night, Dev. Persiles versus mayonnaise. Here is Fosco. Fosco's the person who sent me Sevilla la Lobe. Oh. I have many questions about Clive Christian. I am not the person to answer them, I won't lie to you, because I think they're wildly overpriced. I didn't like it, Fosco. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was a bit shit. It's really easy to press too hard on those towers. Yes, it's a design failure. It's an absolute disaster of design on his part. What he was thinking. I mean, it's a good design of bottle. Dry. The fence in that perfume is scandalously dry. Shockingly dry. Richard, have you tried Goutal Duel? Black tea goodness? No, but Fliss, if she is still here, will remember me and her were talking about it about a week ago. And I would like to try it. I would like to buy it. If it's made by Isabella Doyen, it's going to be good. But I don't know that I pay those vintage Goutal prices, you know. I don't know that I want to pay those vintage Goutal prices at all for something that I haven't smelled before. Like the thing with Ambre Fetiche, Murad Don, and Encens Flamboyant is that Fliss sent me some samples and I smelled those three because I like Annick Goutal stuff. I think Eau de Sud's an amazing fragrance. So I tried those three and I was like, ooh, I like these. And so I bought them, you know. That's another thing, Stephs, if you're still listening, try not to blind buy anything, you know. Try not to blind buy anything if you can help it at all. Eau de Sud is phenomenal. It really is. Limes and oak moss. And it sounds crazy, but it's got this kind of green 80s, you know, when the saturation on 80s TV programs was a little bit dodgy. It's got that kind of overly saturated green Wimbledon tennis lawn thing, hasn't it? You know? And it's really good. It's absolutely brilliant for it. I love it for that. I love it for that. It's such a good fragrance, that. Jimmy Connors and short shorts, all that kind of shit. There's a brilliant description, that's right. Thank you. I tried my first Clyde Christian last week after we agree with Fliss in regards to town and country. Blind buying is part of the fraghead experience. We're all fragheads and we all blind buy. Yes, but we don't need to encourage each other. And in fact, I would actively discourage people from doing it because everybody's responsible for their own money. You know what I mean? But I think people can be fools, and fools and their money are parted easily, you know? 99% sure you will like Duo. Reminds me a bit of Bulgari Black, but with tea and leather. Bulgari Black, is that not the one that had the puck? It was the hockey puck perfume, because I'm going to tell you, I wasn't a fan of that. I remember when that was a cheapie. That is an expensive perfume now. Like Russian tea. I really like Russian tea. Has anyone tried the extra of Vanilla Havan yet? I'm not buying that shit. Unless Brooke's doing samples of that, which I don't think she is. I'm not blind buying that fucking, what is it, £8 a mil? £9 a mil? I've got Vanilla Havan already, which I love. I think it's beautiful. I did also hear Remy say to Persolays today that there could be a round of reformulations coming in the next couple of years for some Les Indomables. So unless you want to get caught in that net, it might not be a bad time to buy some Les Indomables backups if you're into that sort of thing. There was one especially that had tarragon in it, and he was like, yeah, that's going to go. Was it Iris Pearl? It wasn't Iris Pearl. Is it worth the price? Is what worth the price? I stopped blind buying when I was ill. Now I always buy a sample, even if it means I miss out on something, says Fliss. Yes, absolutely. Vanilla Van too sweet for me, says Flavor Sauce. I think it's not bad. And with that, my friends, I am off. It's past 10 o'clock. I am going to go. Vanilla Van, you mean? Is it worth the price? Just. Those lemon dabadablas. Lezen dabadablas. Yeah, good lord, those Bulgari Black run for $200. Now, I remember when they were going for $25 to $30, which means about 20 quid in this country. That was not a well-liked perfume at the time. Galen is right. Good lord. Anyway, I'm going to leave you, friends. Tef Music, thank you very much. It has been nice to have you here. Please come back and join us next time. Christophe Lodemiel also well on board for fighting the new reformulation round. We should all be fighting the new reformulation rounds, the bastards. Sheepra Azural, that was the one. Anyway, I'm going home. I'm going home? I'm already home. What the fuck? I'm going to crawl into bed. That's what I meant. It's essentially the same thing. Right. Thanks very much, everybody. I will see you all again soon. Good night.